Do you know, I've just realised I do the Donald Trump invisible accordion hands. I'm so sorry, and I must get Donald Trump off my mind.
What did I say?
During the meanwhilest.
During the meanwhilest. No, I don't like that at all.
Well, hello, it's Dexter and me back on YouTube with yet another unmissable video. Today I'm going to have a look at my brand new GoPro Hero 9 Black action camera, this little beauty here. But before we do, just a couple of things. Just as the autumn kicks off here in the UK, or the fall for you American viewers. I do apologise for that accent. It was awful and it will never happen again. The Welsh Government has placed Wales into a 2-week fire break lockdown. So we can't go out anywhere. We're stuck at home again unless it's absolutely essential to go outdoors. And I don't think popping out for a bit of landscape photography is all that essential, to be honest. So there we are, just as the best season really for landscape photography comes into full swing, we're stuck at home. So no autumn colours for me this year, but there we are. It's all for the greater good, I guess, and I'm sure I can find something to do around the house or in the garden. Anyway. Two other little bits of news. Adobe has just brought out its latest versions of Lightroom and Photoshop. So go ahead and download those if your computer system is up to it. I've used them for a couple of days now, and there are a couple of new features, but I think a lot of work has gone on behind the scenes to make Lightroom a faster and more pleasurable process to use than it sometimes can be. And lastly, before we get to the GoPro, is Fujifilm. And what they have done, or what they are doing on Wednesday the 28th of October, is bringing out firmware version 4.0 for their X-T3 camera. Now, I don't know about other cameras, but this new firmware version is going to bring the X-T3's autofocus performance up to the level of the X-T4. So there we go, Fujifilm, chapeau, yet again proving themselves to be a customer-focused company. Right, from one company that's revered for its customer service to one that sometimes isn't. And this is the newest GoPro action camera. It's the GoPro Hero 9 Black. It's been out about 4 to 6 weeks now, and I've had mine for about 4 weeks. A number of new headline features of the camera. There's brand new packaging, which is quite important if you're like an environmentalist. There's a brand new 20 megapixel 5K sensor in this camera. There has been an update to GoPro's proprietary image stabilization system. They call it Hypersmooth, and there's a new boost feature. There's a new horizon leveling feature as well as a brand new battery and a new form factor for the camera with these new built-in little feet, so you don't need a cage. But the biggest one for me has been the introduction of a front screen. Now, I've used GoPros extensively over the last few years. I've had a number of them. My last one was a Hero 7 Black and a little session cube thingy. And I use them quite a lot in my video making. Not necessarily for my YouTube videos, though they do make the odd appearance every now and then. But mostly for some commercial work that I do sometimes, and also for videos that I shoot for, you know, for my own personal my own personal use. That sounds terrible. But I like to film my bike rides and other things that I get up to. Nothing like that. No, this is a clean family channel. No, I am a bit of a bore, and I do like to film wherever I go, and for that this comes in really useful. Now the main reason, as I said, I bought it is this new front screen, which makes composing selfie shots now an absolute breeze. Before you had to rely on guesswork, or there was GoPro's iPhone or Android app, which relied on a Wi-Fi connection, would you believe, between your phone and a GoPro camera, and that was such a faff to set up every time that I never bothered doing it. So I relied on guesswork and hit and miss. But now, nope, I can see exactly what's in frame and whether it's correctly exposed or not, which is very handy. The new 5K footage, now I've played about with this and I can't tell the difference between 5K and 4K during playback. Now it is possible that 5K is going to give you greater scope for cropping in your images. I've just realised I do the Donald Trump invisible accordion hands. I'm so sorry, and I must get Donald Trump off my mind. And I'll try to stop doing the hands. No, so it's going to give you greater scope for cropping your footage in post. That's probably going to be the main advantage of 5K. The hyper smooth boost. Now, as I said, I do a lot of on bike footage, and this is next level. This hyper smooth boost, it's gimbal like. I'll put some footage up now, and I'll put some more up at the end of the video as usual. But filming your bike rides, it's like filming drone footage. It is that smooth. It's fantastic. Now I don't run or walk particularly fast. I can't, but I do walk with a bit of a pronounced limp and the use of sticks. So my balance is a little bit iffy. And I found that walking with this on a Joby GorillaPod or using this little Manfrotto type tripod, the stabilization it was good before, but now it is next level. It is fantastic. The horizon leveling feature. Now I film lots of footage at the coast, and I like to film sort of like sweeping vistas on one of these egg timer type thingies, on top of a tripod. So the camera sweeps kind of like from left to right along the horizon, and I'll either film sort of normal footage or time lapse as it goes through that. And I found that this new horizon leveling feature really does what it says on the tin. It keeps the horizon straight, which for me I find incredibly handy. The new battery, well, I never had any problems with running out of old battery, to be honest. Like I say, I only used these for like short bits of footage anyway. So I never really found myself needing to dig into my sort of spare battery while I was out on a shoot. Now, other people obviously going to use the camera in different ways, and will find that they do. And what I will say is I shot a 50-minute continuous 5K bit of footage on my bike the other day, and it used, it was in 5K, as I said, the wide angle lens with hyper smooth boost switched on, and after 50 minutes I still had 52 or 53% of, say 50% of battery left. So you're probably going to get a good hour and 20 minutes to an hour and a half out of this camera, I would imagine. I mean, if you're going to rely heavily on hyper smooth boost and horizon leveling doing its job, then it's obviously going to eat into that that battery time. But I found that in use for me, it was fine. I don't think I'm going to need to purchase a spare battery. Heating wise, again, after that 50 minutes, I didn't find the camera to be particularly hot. It certainly wasn't hot to touch, and it didn't get hot enough to cause it to thermally shut down. So yeah, I guess it's going to fine again for like an hour, hour and a half's continuous shooting. Stills wise, well, you're not really going to buy this camera to shoot stills, but it has the functionality. But you have to realize that the lens heavily distorts images, and that this is a saturated tiny sensor, so the dynamic range, it's never going to be all that, but it's there to push. It shoots raw footage. I will put a couple of raw images up at the end. I've not been able to process them because I don't think Lightroom recognizes these files yet, but there we are. It's there if you need it in a push, but as I said, this is primarily 99% a video camera, not a stills camera, and I certainly won't be shooting any stills with it at all. Negatives, yes, there are some. You are going to expect some though, packing such a lot of tech into such a small package, but the main one is unforgivable, and this is the 9th iteration of this camera now, and it still suffers with blackouts and lockups, meaning you have to take the battery out of the camera and completely reset it. I guess that if GoPro had been able to engineer that out of this camera by now, they would have, but they haven't, so you have to assume that they can't. Now, if that is a major bugbear for you, don't buy this camera. But I would say I've had it now for 4 weeks, and it's happened to me twice in that 4-week period. Luckily, it hasn't caused me to miss some footage or to lose footage or anything like that. But it has happened to me twice in 4 weeks. What I will say is it's happened after I've switched between modes and then turned the camera off. When I've turned it back on, it's been frozen. So I haven't experienced it in any other way, but that's not to say that that's not there. If it's going to freeze, it's going to freeze, and it's still there. Other little things, they're not so bad. The rear screen is a little temperamental and a little laggy sometimes to obey like your sweep commands or shortcut touch. The front screen, as handy as it is a little bit laggy. The new form factor in itself means that if you've got any existing filters or lens hoods, they're no longer going to fit. This has changed size and shape slightly, and old filters don't fit it anymore. And likewise, old batteries aren't going to work in this because the battery size has changed. And lastly, and it is an action camera, so this does matter, with the new built-in feet. Now these are really handy, but if one or both of them breaks, then you're going to be left with a camera with no means of attaching it to a bracket anymore. So if these go, I guess they must be replaceable in some way, but I don't know. Right, before I go, what I will do is I'll pop up some footage at the end of the video along with the settings used to shoot that footage. I'll put up how things like the hyper smooth boost and the horizon level affect cropping. I'll put up some slow motion footage, and I'll also put up an audio sample from straight out of the camera's microphones. And that basically is it. In conclusion, I'm happy with my purchase. I've always kind of put up with GoPro's lack of customer service, if you like, and GoPro's inability to deal with blackouts and lockups of its camera, because I haven't really suffered them that often, but they are still there. And if that's a major negative for you, don't buy this. Image quality wise, couldn't be happier. Footage wise, couldn't be happier. Audio's good, images are good, versatility is good, pocketability and size, excellent. Doesn't overheat, plenty of battery life. It's a good, solid action camera. Right, that's enough of that. That's enough of me rabbiting on. I am now going to take a short break from YouTube. My health has been a little bit hit and miss lately. I've had some problems with lymph node swelling and fatigue and just general malaise and tiredness. So I think it's my body telling me to take a little bit of a rest. So perhaps this lockdown has come at a good time for me. I'm not so sure, but there we are, we'll see. Right, I hope you found this in some way useful. Thank you as always for watching these videos, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for doing whatever you do. Thank you so much, Dexter, and I really do appreciate it. And he does appreciate his fan following. I know a lot of you are here just for Dexter's 15 seconds of fame each week, but I wouldn't be where I am now without my little dog, and we wouldn't be winning awards for our videos. We aren't winning awards for our videos. That's a lie. Right, I'm off. Footage to follow with a little bit of Uriah Heep for you this week. Take care, look after yourselves, look after your loved ones, stay safe, stay COVID-free, and Dexter and I will see you in the first or second weekend of December. Adios.
Take me across the water, 'cause I need some place to hide. I done the rancher's daughter, and I sure did hurt his pride. Well, there's 100 miles of desert lies between his hide and mine. I don't need no food, no water, no, 'cause I'm running out of time. Fights and killing, wine and women, gonna put me to my grave. Running, hiding, losing, crying, nothing left to save but my life. Stood on a ridge and shot religion, thinking the world was mine. I made my break and a big mistake, stealing when I should have been buying. All that fighting, killing, one of those women gonna put me to an early grave. Running, hiding, losing, crying, nothing left to save but my life, 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 life. Woo!
Right, this is a quick audio test of the new microphones on the new GoPro Hero 9 Black. There's no wind, so there's no wind, or no need for a wind sock or wind muff on this. So this is how the new stereo microphones, if they are new that is, on the new GoPro Hero 9 Black sound. This is, by the way, I record in raw audio, so no enhancements, no wind filter on. It is what it is.
Nothing left to save but my life, 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 life.